A Godwink Christmas, Second Chance, First Love is a really good film. This is a Hallmark film, and if you didn't know it was a Hallmark film when watching it, you would know at some point because one of the characters is holding a greetings card and she turns it over just long enough for us to see that it's a Hallmark signature greetings card, which I have to say made me laugh. I don't mind it. I just thought it was a little funny. And I wasn't actually going to watch this because I thought it was a sequel. It sounds like a sequel. And actually, Hallmark has a habit of doing this, creating films that sound like a sequel. But when you look at it, they're not. This is not a sequel to A Godwink Christmas. And I'm glad about that. Because I haven't seen the first one, I can't find the first one anywhere available in the UK. And then I realised it's not a sequel, so I can watch it. And I'm pleased I did. This was released in 2020. It's directed by Heather Hawthorn Doyle, written by John Tinker and Jamie Pachino, based on the book by Squire D. Rushnell and Louise Duarte. And we have a cast including Brooke Dorsey and Sam Page. And this is actually, when I read the description on IMDb, I thought our main protagonist was a man. And I say that because in pretty much every single Hallmark Christmas film, the main protagonist is female. And actually with this one, it's a little bit more evenly weighted between our two protagonists, Margie and Pat. But I like the fact that the male character gets a little bit more of an equal importance in terms of the development of the narrative. Sam Page's character, Pat, is actually moving back to Boise with his two sons, and pretty quickly he bumps into his former flame, Margie. And honestly, I was blown away by that meeting because they were so happy. Again, in pretty much every film like this, where old flames reconnect, at least one of them is bitter about the past because they left things on negative terms, or one of them left without telling anybody. And actually, they were really pleased to see each other. And that was really lovely. And throughout the film, there are a series of Godwinks, small things that make Pat wonder if maybe he's meant to be with Margie. And I'm not going to say any more about that. We get a little bit of the narrative focusing on Margie's career, and Pat spends time with family and things, and then obviously a lot of the story intertwines. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really beautiful narrative. The characters were really likeable. Honestly, that first meeting, when they first encounter each other for the first time in many years, it was really lovely. And a really positive way to start off their journey. Whether or not it stays positive, obviously I'm not going to say. But I really thoroughly enjoyed this. Very festive. Definitely a Hallmark Christmas film. And the narrative is beautifully handled, really gorgeous, visually absolutely stunning, great Christmas decorations and costumes and wintry scenes. It's a really lovely film. And as I said, I wasn't going to watch it because I just assumed it was a sequel. And then yesterday or the day before, I watched another Hallmark Christmas film that wasn't a sequel. Christmas at Graceland. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the second Christmas at Graceland film. And that sounded like a sequel. I had seen the first film, but I watched it and realised it actually wasn't a sequel. And I remembered seeing A Godwink Christmas. It's currently on Channel 4 online in the UK. And I decided to go back and have a look, just to double check in case this wasn't a sequel. And it wasn't. So, on the very slim chance that anybody from Hallmark is listening to this with any power with the title of films, please stop making films sound like they're sequels when they're not, because it's really irritating. However, from now on, if I come across a film that sounds like a sequel and I haven't seen the first film, I will be double checking. A Godwink Christmas, Second Chance, First Love is a beautiful film, very likeable characters, great performances, lovely story, a lot of Christmas. And in general, I'm very happy with it. And needless to say, I'm also very happy to recommend it.